In 2017, Florida dairy farmers and the Dairy Council of Florida worked hand in hand with dairy farming families to directly engage the state's 20 million residents. With the goal of driving more consumers to the dairy aisle and maintaining their desire for real milk and dairy products, your checkoff team continually enhances its programs to ensure they're as efficient and effective as possible. Just as you do on your own farms, you can be sure your promotional team is maximizing your investment to drive sales and grow consumer trust in the products you work so hard to produce. Your youth wellness team promotes and protects dairy through the implementation of the Fuel Up to Play 60 program in schools across the state. The program has increased their average daily breakfast participation by up to 40%, higher than the national average. One way Fuel Up to Play 60 is making an impact is through its reach with a hometown grants program. This initiative provided funding to support nutrition and physical activity programs in deserving schools near Jacksonville, Miami, and Tampa. These select schools received a $10,000 grant from the NFL that paid for new cafeteria equipment, including grab-and-go milk carts, as well as Nike shoes for needy students. Florida's program was represented nationally at the 2017 Student Ambassador Summit in Minneapolis. 6 student ambassadors were selected to attend the summit based on their dairy advocacy and knowledge of the program. They received educational and leadership training designed to help them improve Fuel Up to Play 60 in their schools. And a partnership with Borden is also helping increase the program's exposure in nearly 1,000 Florida schools, thanks to delivery drivers distributing program posters to every school on their routes. To reinforce the importance of breakfast to students, the school nutrition team continued to build its successful Gridiron Breakfast Challenge in 2017. These dairy-focused cooking competitions took place at NFL facilities in Miami, Tampa, and Jacksonville, and featured the dairy-rich creations of student chefs from across the state. A host of dairy farmers took part in the events as special judges, including Colleen Larson of Larson Dairy in Okeechobee County, Ellie Frizzell of Elgin Dairy in Putnam County, and Andrea McClellan of M&B Dairy in Citrus County. For the second year in a row, the Dairy Council increased school breakfast participation through an 8-week contest that challenged schools to drive kids to the breakfast table. And the 3 schools with the most growth were Holland Elementary in Brevard County, Crystal River Primary in Citrus County, and University Park Elementary in Brevard County. These schools were rewarded with new food service equipment that makes serving dairy products faster and more convenient. Several other initiatives helped cement dairy's place in schools in 2017, including new summer feeding programs, a flag football pilot program, and the continuation of the Adventure Capital program. By harnessing the passion for sports to connect with consumers, the Florida Dairy Farmers High School Sports Awards program continued to bring images of dairy farmers, student athletes, and raised glasses of milk to countless consumers over the past year. Dairy farmers were on hand at presentations across the state to support the program and represent the dairy industry. FDF began a new partnership with the Florida High School Athletic Association to present the Florida Dairy Farmers Academic All-State Team. The prestigious program honors 24 of the top male and female academic and athletic achievers each year and will make dairy synonymous with success. FDF continued to leverage its relationship with the University of Florida Gators to make sure dairy farmers were front and center in 2017. During football season, FDF continued its highly successful Move of the Game campaign at every home game, as well as the Breakfast with the Coach event after the season. Suwannee County dairy farmer Ed Henderson was on the field for the coin toss of the homecoming football game. Meanwhile, video of his band playing the Gator Fight song played on the stadium's Jumbotron. Fans also saw dairy farmers at a variety of events, including Alachua County dairy farmer Kevin Lucier, who presented the game ball at a Gator basketball game, and Hayden Henderson, son of Skipper and Jan Henderson of Alliance Dairies in Gilchrist County, who threw out the first pitch before a sold-out crowd at a Gator baseball game. FDF upped its game at race events and marathons in 2017, promoting the great taste and recovery benefits of chocolate milk to consumers statewide at events like the Gate River Run in Jacksonville. the OUC Orlando Half Marathon, the Space Coast Marathon, and the Publix Fort Lauderdale A1A Marathon. In total, reaching more than 100,000 runners and many more spectators with the Built with Chocolate Milk message. And as usual, thirsty racers couldn't wait to get their hands on an ice-cold chocolate milk at the finish line.
Oh, this is what we do it for. Chocolate milk.
I see about this the whole race.
I love the race, but I love the chocolate milk.
Over the past year, many of the state's dairy farmers contributed their time and effort to participate in industry and community events that show consumers the positive face of dairy. The second gathering of FDF's Young Dairy Communicator Council showed promising growth and included a social media training session for the young farmers. They also got the chance to meet award-winning celebrity chef Art Smith, owner of Homecoming Kitchen in Disney Springs. Meanwhile, some of Florida's youngest farmers were busy representing their state at national conventions and bringing major honors back to the Sunshine State. Sindale Farms of Jackson County was honored with the prestigious Ag Environmental Leadership Award by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. The Eade family also launched a retail ice cream shop in Marianna called Southern Craft Creamery, which draws ice cream lovers from across the region. Will Butler of Butler Oaks Farm in Highlands County was named Southeast Milk's Outstanding Young Dairy Leader. Will and his wife Lauren represent SMI at National Milk Producers Federation's Young Cooperator events. M&B Products and the McClellan family hosted an annual fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club of Temple Terrace at their processing plant and shared dairy products with more than 1,000 local consumers. The University of Florida Dairy Unit also opened its doors to the public at their annual open house called Family Day at the Farm. More than 1,500 consumers toured the farm, learned how milk is produced, and finished the day with ice-cold milk. Early in 2017, a video of Ed Henderson of Shenandoah Dairy reached consumers on a national level. The video of Henderson and the Gateway City Big Band playing for his cows resulted in more than 64,000 views on the FDF Facebook page and an immeasurable amount of positive consumer sentiment about Florida's dairy industry. After the success of the FDF video, CNN's Great Big Story shot their own piece, which shined a spotlight on how dairy farmers care for their animals. To date, that video has been viewed more than 1.5 million times. With an abundance of misinformation circulating in cyberspace, collaboration with physicians and dietary experts continues to play a key role in protecting dairy's position as a healthy source of nutrition. In 2017, FDF increased its focus on this area and reinforced dairy's importance to more health professionals than ever before. To do this, your Nutrition Affairs team took part in numerous conferences and events to share the dairy message with more than 20,000 professionals in the health and nutrition community, including physicians, dietitians, and nurses. Key topics of discussion included dietary fat, whole milk, dairy's nutrient package, and the importance of dairy protein. FDF and its partners also carried the message of milk and other dairy products to the annual meetings of the Florida Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the Florida chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, and Florida chapters of gerontologists, gastroenterologists, and family physicians. Every year, FDF strives to grow its online presence using new forms of media and partnerships that can amplify our messaging. The growth of our social media channels alone has made a tremendous improvement on how effectively we connect and engage with consumers on your behalf. To help garner the support of key online influencers, FDF had a major presence at the National Food and Wine Blogger Conference, which made a big impact on 400 of the region's top bloggers. These bloggers promoted the Florida Milk brand and hashtag on their social media platforms, sharing sustainability and nutrition messages with more than 60 million people. FDF also helped unveil and promote a new national marketing campaign called Undeniably Dairy, aimed at boosting sales of milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt. The program launched just before the start of June Dairy Month and combines social media messaging, on-air television appearances, and on-farm events to spotlight the role dairy plays in America today. The Dairy Council of Florida partnered with Discovery Education for a new program in 2017 that utilizes technology to reach young students. The web-based learning platform allows teachers and students to log on from their classrooms and learn about modern farming, milk's journey from farm to school, and the innovations that are helping care for cows and communities. Connecting with consumers directly is more important than ever to combat misinformation and build trust. Strategically increasing dairy's visibility at key events across the state plays a major role in maintaining consumer confidence. Through partnerships with organizations like the Museum of Science and Industry in Tampa, FDF engaged and educated more than 500,000 annual visitors. FDF's exhibit and program content highlighted milk, dairy-focused careers, and science through education. FDF also partnered with the Miami Children's Museum to target the more than 400,000 consumers who visit that museum each year. To combat milk imitators, FDF launched a Spanish-language multimedia campaign to promote the benefits of real milk versus alternative beverages. The campaign featured online articles and on-site promotions at Sedano's supermarkets. And by partnering with iHeartMedia, FDF spread the dairy message through a customized newsletter to more than 300,000 Hispanic moms in Florida. Other large consumer events included the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, which attracted more than 65,000 attendees, Hispanicize, which is the largest Hispanic social media influencer conference in the nation, and, of course, the state's fairs and festivals, which allowed FDF to reach more than 2 million people across Florida. You can be sure that everyone at Florida Dairy Farmers is stepping up to meet the challenges that the dairy industry faces today and in the future. We remain committed to promoting your products and protecting the image of Florida's hard-working dairy farm families. Your investment is critical in the effort to maintain and grow consumer confidence in dairy. Thank you, dairy farmers, for allowing us to promote your wholesome products across the Sunshine State.